It's week 2 of the June Crafty Challenge. It's quite early, I've just got up. I'm looking rather tired again. But yeah, I'm going to work on week 2, which is florals. And I just thought I'd pop on and say hello before you just see me doing the crafting. So yeah, I'll turn you around and we'll work on the floral theme. I'll try not to faff too much, but I can't promise anything. So firstly, grab yourselves a cuppa, most important part of the job. Cup of tea first. Anyway, I've got my journal and I've found that mine's a bit loose for my liking. So for this particular project, I'm going to take the piece of paper out and I'm going to sew them all in once I've finished. So just take that out for now. I'm going to work on this brown piece of paper today. And I'm thinking of something a bit more along the vintage kind of floral theme. My mind's thinking muted today rather than bright, because the prompt for next week is bright and cheerful. So I don't know whether to go with like an old book page. I like this bit of wrapping paper, tissue paper. That's quite pretty as well. I can never make my mind up. I'm too much of a faffer. Got lots of bits and bobs in here. We will see. I'm just going to start putting bits down. I'm going to try not to overthink it, because that's one of my problems. I overthink everything. And I saw these stamps. I've never used them. They're from Stampendous. You've got butterflies and a few flowers, so I thought I could give them a try. If I can find my stamping block, because I don't know what it is. Same as everything else I've got. I just lose things constantly, and yeah, that is the chaos of just my mind. So I'm just going to use half of this because I'm thinking half's enough. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I know the camera angle's very rubbish, but I need to buy a stand, an overhead one, then you can actually see what I'm doing. I don't know whether to use that as a background. Or use the book page as a background. And then have this just like across the middle. I don't know now. Well then. Let's just rip a piece off first. It's quite early again. And I've got up at 7 this morning because I'm working at 9. And it's now 8:30, so I'm giving myself half an hour for this. She says. But I can't be late starting work, can I? So, you know, I have got half an hour. Should I do that, or should I have like half going across the middle? Don't know. I can never make my mind up. But I did have a little cutout, and it had like I'll have to try and find it in a minute. It had lots of, you know, you get a description of flowers and what flower goes with each month. You know, like you get your birthstones and all the rest. I had one of them, and I had it ready to put in like in my last journal, but I didn't use it. But now I don't know where it is, which is the general thing with me. I usually put stuff somewhere, and I can never find them again, which is what I've done with that. I will find it at some point, and I didn't know whether to tuck it into there. Could have that inside there, maybe. Oh, there's too many decisions to do now. Overthinking already. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this as the background. We're just going to stick this down and work from that, because otherwise I will be here all day just like faffing. I use the word faffing a lot, I've just realised that, but I am a faffer. It's got to be said. Hope you're doing well anyway. It is Tuesday today, so I thought I'd try and do this video the day before, because last time I did it on the morning of the challenge, the Wednesday morning. But I've also got a couple of videos to do, which I'm dead excited about. There's 2 clothing ones coming up. I love a clothing one. But I don't feel as though, I feel like I need a lot of work on finding my own style. Yeah, sometimes I try things on and think, I'm just going to stick that down. It'll just overlap onto the opposite page. I quite like that. That was the company that I bought some bits from. Just Collections. She's on Etsy, but she's just had a baby, so she's not posted much recently. She's a very nice lady, she is. I don't know whether to just have like a bit of this going down the middle. I don't want it too perfect, do we now? We know how that works. I might just stick that down and then have this. I've lost all my other bit then, haven't I? Yeah, we'll see. This is just like the quickest thing in the world, because I want to stop my mind being like, you know, overthinking things. And then yeah, just gonna stick that there. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That might not go anywhere. I'm not liking it right now. Now, some pages, once you do one of these, you do realise that not everything turns out how you like it. And that's just one of the processes of this kind of challenge. Because I've done some pages and thought, oh, I'm going to just stick something completely different over the top because I don't like it now. And I have done that in the past. But I'm trying to just go with just what comes to me. And this is not what I was, this is not what I wanted, to be fair. Let's see what we can put. Oh, that's quite pretty. I don't know where I got that from. I don't like things, if that's the way it should be, I don't like then turning it around like that. But sometimes it looks better like that, so in this case I might just do that. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So this is supposed to be floral, and so far we've got nothing floral on this page. My glue stick's running out. That's just a disaster, isn't it? When you're doing a crafty challenge. So we'll stick that there. So I did want to try and add a bit of, what's the word? A bit of something other than just gluing and sticking to this, because I do realise that that is like not the most artistic thing in the world. I quite like that as a little pocket, and it's got flowers on, so I might just stick that in the middle somehow, or stick it to the bottom. Could have it as a little flap, couldn't we, like that? Could just stick it down with some washi tape. That's an idea. And I do like, wherever I've put them, and some old kind of looking stamps somewhere. Oh look, I've got these. Could have used some of these. Could still use some of this actually. Wanted all the colours to be a little bit tonal, so they all kind of went with each other in a fashion. Did I have a little bit of paper somewhere? I think I'll stick that there. I quite like the colour of it against the other colours. Just hope my glue stick hangs out for me. I have got one somewhere, maybe upstairs. It's handy to have a little box of bits. That was the other thing that I quite liked. That is already a sticker. It was from a crafty book. Maybe I should just use a little bit of it. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and do a bit of stamping. So that, let me just find the stamps. So yeah, I have got some different washi tapes that I could use to kind of stick that onto the And then it could just be used as a little flap that just goes over like that. And then I could stick the bit about the flowers in there when I actually find it. When I find it. I've got 2 washi tapes. Washi tapes are nice just to add a little bit of interest. That one's more of a white colour. This one's a darker one. Let me see. I buy lots of washi tapes from Temu at a good price. I might just stick a piece of that across the bottom. Or should we go with the middle? I don't want to cover my sticker up because I think it's cute. Yeah, we'll just stick a piece of that there. And I don't mind if it's crinkly because I kind of like the crinkly look. Oh, it's not very good at ripping. Let me just try and sort this out. Oh yeah, it was just me. It's just me making a bad job of it. And more crinkles the better because that's kind of adding a bit of character. So now I'm thinking maybe I should just do a little fold over like that. And then we can stick it in the middle. So we've still got all the elements of the page going on. I don't know. And you could always do little bits of writing in the bits that are spur like there. Shall we go with that idea? I think so. I'm going to cover this up because I don't like it. That's too white. It needs a bit of a brown colour, like an aged colour. All kinds of bits in here. Keep everything. That was a box of candles. Yeah, you just look for a magazine and some bits you just love the look of them. I don't know why, I just do. I might just take a bit of book page. Just to cover that. It's not very brown. I wanted a browner book. More of an aged look. If you go in the charity shops, you can get all these kind of things. You know, like old books that have gone brown with the years. If that's your thing, do you know? Yeah, I'm just going to stick a piece of book page over this because I just think it still looks too much like packaging, which it is. It's just a piece of packaging from some art bits that I bought from Temu. So I'm just going to stick that there. And I will actually stick that down. Hang on, that's the bit that's getting stuck before I cock it up. Yeah, we'll stick this bit. Come on, little glue stick, do your job. Stick it right there. So we've got a little addition to the page. This bit can just be something to write on. This was from a Daphne's diary, but the back's plaid, so that's quite nice. You can just use that as a journaling card. You can flip it up, write little bits underneath. Just to leave that to set for a little bit. But what I'm going to do, because that's quite, it's only got a little bit of glue stick on it. I'm just going to pull a bit of this off and then just put a bit of that to the back, just to give it a bit more stick. That's quite pretty. And I like my journals to look a little bit on the shabby chic side. So now I'm going to try and do a bit of stamping. I hope you're still there. I hope my video's not turned off because it does that as well. Yeah, I don't know whether to add a bit more writing up here. What do you think? Is that overdoing it? That's quite cute. look for another glue stick. Hold on. Anyway, I'd want somewhere. I do like Grit Stick. The ones that have never, you know, sometimes you can glue something down and then it comes back up. These ones have never done that. Not so far, anyway. And I think we'll add this. Just give that a bit of a... It's nice and quiet, my house, in the morning. Everyone's asleep or they've just gone out. So I do tend to love a morning to do stuff in. There we go. So this page is quite thin, this actual page. So that's what we're working with so far. I'm going to get the stamps out now. I don't know where the block is, so I'm just going to have to do it without the block. Where did I put the stamps? There they are. Quite cute, aren't they? Hoping they look like that when they're stamped. I'm just going to dip them into the glue like that, and then, oh, that's cute, I like it. Even if you don't get a full stamp on something, it's fine. Just adds a bit of an interest to your page. That one just hang off the side. Oh yeah, loving that. So we've used that one. And with it being florals, and I've basically not added florals to my page yet, I'm going to do that. I feel like I've cheated now, but, you know. I was going to go completely all-out floral, and I was going to try and draw some, but I thought with only having half an hour, I thought I better not try. It could end up like complete disaster. I really need a stamping block for this, but we've still got flowers on there. I'm going to add something to the back of that so you're not seeing the back of that card. I'm just going to get this one flower, which is cute. And again, use this big flower at the top and just add it to the corner. I don't want to go too over the top. Oh, that one's a nice one. Nice little stamp that says, "Have a happy day." So I'm going to try to add that somewhere. That's nice, isn't it? There we go. So we've got a little flap there to put things in. At the moment, I'm just going to put this back in. You could always cut the middle out of that and then stick it onto the back of something else and use it as a little frame, which I might do. So yeah, that's a good idea. But for the moment, I'm going to leave it there. And if I do that, I'll show you on the next week's crafty project, because I've realised I've been going on for quite a while. That is the page so far. We've got flowers at the top. We've got this little floral pull out. And we've got flowers underneath, stamped flowers. That is my take on floral. Oh, I will write it on there somewhere. Oh, I've not even drank my tea. Look at that. I would like a nice brown pen, because I tend to go more brown than blacks on the ink. It's going to have to be black though, I think. I've not got a brown pen. You can hardly see that, but anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know how you're getting on if you're doing the crafty challenge with us. I'll just give you a closer look because I know that my camera angle is rubbish. We've got this little flap with a bit of floral printing, bit of washi tape, and yep, that was day 2, florals, and I will see you next week for the next challenge. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.